And hello, everyone. All about the gyro here, and welcome to episode 4 of an iRacer Goes Trucking. We're looking at the map here, and in the last episode, episode 3, I said, well, we have finished all the Russian Federation. The problem is that's actually not true. I had a geography fail, so sorry, Mrs. Benjamin, for forgetting that Kaliningrad is in the Russian Federation. It's its own outpost, so to speak. But that's okay, because in this episode we're going to work our way south from Tallinn and try to get Estonia squared away. So let's zoom in on the map. And we have Kaldiski, Parnu, and Tartu to open, and then we'll be done with Estonia. We're at level 3, and we still have not bought our truck. We have not taken a loan yet. We're still in that phase where we're expanding out a little bit and seeing where it takes us. So we're looking for an Estonian destination. Unfortunately, Tallinn does not have one. But we do have one going back into Tallinn, which is kind of a bummer. But then we found this one right here. Let's try some oil filters to Parnu. So this is recorded after Valentine's Day. And the good news is that my home is now under contract. So I ended up having 7 verified written offers. So we narrowed it down from all the interests and then all the, yeah, we're thinking about doing this, to when it came down to 5 p.m. we had 7 solid confirmed written offers. So, out of those 7 confirmed offers, spent about 2.5 hours looking at everything and started to eliminate offers one by one, and we ended up with a final offer, and it was above list price, which was awesome. So that means the next steps, looks like that is a light over there. That's why that truck was delayed, and we have to turn right over there. So, oh, we paused it. It's going to be a tricky little intersection to get out of, I think. Get over here. I'm concerned about the turning traffic here. There we go. So, it was above list price. And we're officially under contract. So, that means that what's going to happen next here is we'll have an inspection done, and it is specifically what you call a pass-fail inspection. And that should go without incident. And then what's going to happen is I have to start doing a bunch of packing. So I already have, as aforementioned, about 25% of my place packed. But yeah, there's some packing coming in the future. So got a quote in. I've reached out to a mover. I got to call them back. And schedule. And trying to get squared away on March the 12th is the actual move date for all the furniture. I'll have some stuff already over at the new place for them. And so, yeah, it's going to be a very exciting time as I get moved. So it went very smoothly. The house was officially on the market for, let's see, went on the market officially Thursday and accepted an offer Monday. So, getting right gear here. I think this is the first time in this Let's Play where we have used a DAF, so getting used to the gauges. And that's the nice thing about doing the quick job, is you get to drive a lot of different trucks and find out what you like and what you don't like. So. Go through the rest area, and now we're going to go through border control. So, definitely want to reinforce the fact that videos and streams may be touch and go for about the next 6 weeks. So, a lot of packing to do. Actually, I'll leave it in 6th gear here because the motor's pretty good. Speed limit's 40. Where are you telling me it's 20? So I am adding more and more content of this nature. We have had some views. So, which is good. Slow down back 20 kilometers here. So we've had some more views, so we're going to keep going with this, and it's kind of nice because I'm able to relax a little bit and play about life here and kind of do it in a fun way. Now this is the Estonian checkpoint. And so yeah, it's pretty exciting times. And just a lot of changes going on in my life. So definitely on Discord. I appreciate a lot of your well wishes and warm thoughts on the house being sold. Don't know why you're stopping at a border checkpoint, but hey, good on you. We're just going to get ourselves in line here. And here's the sign. Republic of Estonia. So I definitely still have a lot to learn about Euro Truck, but we're getting there. As we turn here to head to R2. So, just released episode 2. Of iRacer Goes Trucking series. And what I may do is build out a playlist if people would like that. We're adding some content, some DLC content. Like, we've gotten heavy cargo. We need to add some trailers to get a little bit more variety. On the other profile save I'm doing, I am at level 16, about to be 17. And just took on a major World of Trucks online contract that involved 2 ferries to get over, so that was kind of neat. From Sevilla over to southeast part of Italy near Calabria. So very interesting drive, but that save is going along. And that one is pretty much like my exploratory one. I'm driving, if coincidentally that yellow man you just saw drive by, I'm driving one of those. So I have a company going, I have one driver, and she is gaining experience in terms of driving distance. See, the speed limit significantly changes, and it changes suddenly, so you have to be very alert. Otherwise, you will get busted on the radar. So keep that in mind when you go through towns. You also have these random traffic accidents, so you have to be very, very alert. On my private save, they had a traffic accident where I could not get by. And I was completely screwed. I had to take a tow. And at first I was pretty mad about it, but now I'm able to laugh about it. It's just, the game has sometimes an interesting sense of humor about it. So, yeah, it's an exciting time for me. It looks like we're going to be heading over to Parnu here. So we get Part 2 discovered, and we're going to get Parnu discovered on the same trip, so that's a value add. Did not intend to do that, but hey, we'll take it. And I do have a cruise control. Oh my gosh, dude. 0 F's given. I do have a cruise control resume map to the wheel now, so I'm able to get back into cruise control. So, yeah, I need to do some streaming. This is the first time I've sat in the rig in days. So... nice wide roundabout, so I don't have to switch the mirror. Happy about that. We're gonna head to another roundabout. And so, for those wondering, what is the wheel, pedals that I'm using the Sim Magic Alpha Mini Direct Drive that I use in iRacing with the Thrustmaster Load Control Module pedals. So... it's very interesting because when I migrate back and forth now between iRacing and NTS2, it takes me a few minutes to get to the feel of the braking, because the braking mechanisms are so different in a situation where you're driving a truck versus a situation where you're driving a GT3 car. And so this week, GT3 is at the Glen and is at Homestead for IMSA. So I need to do one more IMSA, as aforementioned in episode 3, and we'll have the season done, and that opens up some avenues. The Skippy League, a lot of fun with that. That is at the Nordschleife. So, time definitely a very precious commodity right now. So, yeah, a lot going on. So, I did get a message, actually 2 messages on Discord, asking how my mom is doing. So first of all, thank you for asking about my mom. She is the most precious thing on this earth to me. And, so let me catch you up with my mom. She had surgery to, on the back of her collarbone heading toward the shoulder blade. There was a big old lump that was causing her issues and turning her neck and all that. And she finally got it scheduled to be removed. Now, Mom does not handle anesthesia very well. As Bus decided to make that left-hand turn a bit harder than it needed to be. And she doesn't handle it very well. And I don't want to go too much into what Mom has had to go through in life, but she's been through the ringer and then some. I'll put it that way. But she had to have the surgery where they basically just numbed the area. She was quite awake for this. And what they found was not what they were expecting. They found 2 tumors. And what they were expecting was something completely different. Probably a hematoma or something innocent of that nature, but it was 2 tumors. So they are doing a biopsy just to make sure it's not cancerous. The first one, they're very sure they got squared away. The second one had to be dug out a little bit, and that is the one that they're going to be monitoring. But like I said, thank you for asking about my mom. She is just precious to me. I had a couple of you also ask, well, how's the church thing going? So let me explain that. So I am taking a class at church for 8 weeks. This is week 3. And it's not an easy class. It is an involved class. I don't want to divulge the topic of this class yet. There's a time and place for that. But it's definitely an instructional class. There's a fair bit of homework that goes with this class, as we are about to enter Parnu. Since we hit Turku, we have 1 city left in Estonia, and what we may do is take a delivery from there, since it's a port. And head into Latvia. Make this a 2-run video instead of a 3-run video because we did get the bonus. Here we are, we're in Parnu. So, I'm enjoying the class. It's a lot of hard work. It's definitely something that's really pulled at me. And we need to do those things at periodic intervals. We need to be challenged, pulled, strengthened. And so I'm really have been enjoying this class, even though it's not easy. I'll tell you straight up, this is not an easy class. And it's one of those that pulls both at the heartstrings and at the mind. Really questions. Should we get across here for the light changes? Alright. We're almost there. And so, I still have another 5 weeks, so moving is going to happen during this class. Holy jeebers, Batman. It's right over there to the right. So it's going to be one of those situations where there's going to be a time where I just hit my limit. I'll share a little something about myself here. When I feel overwhelmed, I just shut down. Because it is my coping mechanism. It is me going, okay, I need to get a hold of myself. And when you're unable to, when you have too much input, too much stress, it's too much, right? I just shut down. It's like my body has a reboot mechanism where it just goes, nope, this is too much. Another excellent job. And note that long distance delivery bonus, we're getting that built up. So this is the only one we have not opened yet. If you notice, this is a port. So, what we may end up doing here is, as we may need to open up Riga and Valmiera, we also have Ventspils in Lipaha and Opavja, I don't know if the J is in Beach in Latvian. But we may not get to that port just yet. This is such a short haul from everywhere. So let's have a look here and see. Yeah, we may end up having to link up with a trip and touch that. Now, we are here and we're going to go into, and I think it's time to open up Riga, which is the national capital of Latvia. Let me see if I have a Riga. Okay, so we can do that. And it's truck rims, that doesn't exactly excite me. You notice I'm looking at weight, because I do like a challenge. And let's see here, it's 23 tons. I also want to get a good price. And the other thing is you can, once you've opened up, oh, look at this. We have Paldiski. Yep, let's do that one, because now we can open that up legitimately and accomplish our goal of finishing Estonia. Alright, we're going to haul some logs. I believe this is a DAF as well. I think this is the first logs I've towed. And not a lot of people know, people know about the oil and natural gas that the Russian Federation has. But the Russian Federation has a lot of forest. Natural resources, they are very, very high in. So, a lot of minerals in the Russian Federation. So, toting some logs is not an uncommon thing. Make sure I make this turn here. Right. And away we go as we head to the final city, Estonia. Paldiski. Look at the speedo, you'll see a green bar where the cruise is. So you have a dedicated and this is also a brand new truck if you look at the odometer. So we get to drive something shiny and new. So that's the thing I like about the job market is you find the trucks you want to drive. So ahead and Had a train go by. We see the klaxons are still down. There's the other one. So, in the next episode, we are going to head into Latvia and start opening up those cities. The reason why I'm spending a lot of time in the Baltics is to not only finish the Baltic Tourist, which is 35 cities in the Baltics, but remember, Tallinn is our home base. And therefore, everybody's going to stop and let me go. That's very nice. This is a tricky little section here. Just look at all the sharp corners and all that. So we're going to focus on Latvia. Work our way down the Baltic into Lithuania. So, as long as people are watching this and they're enjoying how I'm kind of doing life updates in lieu of a standard video vlog. We're going to keep doing it. So, life's treating me pretty good, I have to say. It's treating me pretty good. So yeah, things are doing all right. You know, there's a lot of things that I still have to do. I mean, I have to find new doctor, new dentist. We got the chiropractor sorted out. We knew who we're going to. Dr. Gordon, you are definitely the man. When it comes to that, so we got the chiropractor sorted, and you know that's the thing about moving to a new city is you gotta find where everything is. You know, new pharmacy, grocery stores. And it can be daunting. So, I've moved a few times in my life. And, there's three things that I have learned to do whenever I move to a new place. The first thing is know where your grocery stores are. Because you gotta eat. Eating is kind of important. Then find out where your nearest hospitals are, and by proxy, your pharmacies. Because if you get hurt, you need to know where those locations are in relation to your residence. And the third thing is you need to know where your recreational activities are. Because when you're in a new community, we as humans are meant to live amongst each other. We are not meant to be alone. Being alone for too long can be very unhealthy. And part of this move is driving that, is because I will have people to know and to get to know in my new home. And therefore, yeah, it's definitely something that to find out the shared activities and stuff. And if you're wondering, this is the same exact checkpoint we just went through. We're just going a different way this time. So yes, we have definitely been this way before. So those are the three things you need. And the thing is moving is inherently very disruptive. It's going to be chaotic. There's a lot to be said for the notion of claiming you are literally packing up your life and relocating it to another city and then trying to establish a new life. So you have to kind of take it in chunks. You're not going to be able to do everything at once. And so yeah, you know, I've moved a lot in my life. I am 46 years old. As I was sitting here thinking, I look at all the places I've called home. Part of that is because of the military. Part of that has been because of willingness, and there's been a couple times where I had to move where I ended up at because I had no other choice. So I can appreciate the struggles that people have when they decide that they are moving. And so my time in Nashville is still going to go on. I'm just moving to a different part of the metro area. So moving from the west side to the east, and then actually over a county. And a lot of that, and it's kind of an interesting discussion on Discord, is, you know, are you really thinking the housing market is going to calm down? It has to. It has to. And the reason is a very simple one. There's not enough liquidity to keep it going. There's just not enough. You can't have increasing real estate when in a lot of your Western countries the birth rate is not at the magic 2.1. Required to sustain it. Have a lot of people that have no kids. So sooner rather than later, you're going to go from a critical shortage of houses to a critical surplus of houses. There's a running joke in Tennessee that it seems like every other person is a real estate agent. And it seems like everybody's a real estate agent. But supply and demand is supply and demand, regardless of how anyone tries to model it. And COVID has really put a major impact on how people live. So no, I do think a correction is coming. I do think it is going to be significant. That correction. And the question is going to be how much. And I'm of the view it's at least 20% going to 40%. I think it's going to balance out to a third. It's going to balance out where property values are going to drop by a third. Good thing I was on the brakes there, otherwise I would have ran. Make sure I'm in the right gear here. So, I do think property values are going to finally self-correct. So I'll give you an example of the property market in Middle Tennessee. So, about, I want to say 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks ago, I looked at a house. On the other side, so it's in a county, not Davidson, it's in a different county, but it's close enough to Nashville where a lot of people commute into Nashville for work. So classic suburban commuter type. So it is a 1,775 square foot home, 4 beds, 2 baths. And they wanted 200. No, it wasn't 200. It was $345,000 for this new house. My gut feeling is that is $100,000 too high. Because sooner or later, supply will catch up. It always does. Always does. So sooner or later, I'm expecting a correction of $100,000. Now, that home at $250,000 is incredibly favorable. But not at $345,000. Because how are millennials, Gen Zers, etc., how are our younger folks going to be able to afford a home? It's too expensive. They are crippled with student loan debt. They are trying to live their own life, and they don't want to do a lot of the things that we did. They are not bought into this model of living. A lot of the old folks are like, oh, they're all screwed up. They don't want to work. Da 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 da. No, a lot of them I know do want to work. In the class I'm in, I am one of the oldest people in that class, and there are a lot of hardworking young people out there. But they look at the debt that they're being left with, and they're like, this is a bad deal. Just make sure I'm not speeding there. They look at it and they go, this is a bad deal. So we're going to skirt to Lynn to get to the port. That's where we're heading, so 170 kilometers left. And so how are they going to afford a home when you have student loans? And that is a very prickly subject. How are we going to handle student loans? $1.5 trillion US, I think, right now, is what's owed. And it is, yeah, it's a topic that really divides people. So that may be for another iRacer Goes Trucking episode. This my viewpoint on the student loan crisis. Because even though I am older, I have some pretty definitive views on that. But the TLDR is the game is up for education as we know it. And those who adjust will do very well. Those institutions that don't will die. And it's just that simple. And that's kind of one of the other side effects of COVID is the Western model of education is now being proven to not work very well. Because, and that's a whole nother episode in itself, are we really educating or are we indoctrinating? So we're covering a lot of ground here in episode 4. So I hope you stick around and watch the future episodes. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Play that right now. Make sure you do that. And so that leads me kind of to my final point about it is where is society going? I mean, we had the Project 2030 that talks about people will not own anything and they will be happy. And so it's just a very interesting time to live in the world. A lot of tension, a lot of worry, a lot of concern. Make sure to get in the right gear here. As we are less than 100 kilometers from our final destination. So for those in the States, 100K is about 62 miles. Give you a frame of reference. Okay, so this engine is not pulling that hard. So probably a mid-range truck. This particular one, I think this is one of the newer DAFs. I believe. And then So, yeah, it's a tough situation for our young people. But it can also be said it's a tough situation for seniors. It goes both ways. And we've had this era of abundance, and now we may have an era where we need to do more with less. It may be that time in the evolution of man. Okay, we're heading to Paldiski, which is to the left. As we go around this roundabout. So we got about 35 miles to go on the old measurements. So yeah, it's one of those things that where I pay attention to. I try to pay attention to what's going on in the world. See if the speed limit drops here suddenly. Looks like it's not. Give it a little gas here. Put the first kilometers on this nice shiny rig. I did get a message from one of you asking which of the trucks I like, and the answer is, well, I like them all. But with that said, I don't quite know which model I'm going to start with when I purchase my own truck. So there's the jury's still out, put it that way. But we know we're going to be headquartered here, so by opening all of these cities up in the Baltic, when I hire someone, yeah, it's a yellow light, so we can go through that. They'll have plenty of targets as we open up other areas so that they can drive. And we're here. Drop some logs. Okay. And let's see. It's an interesting looking logo, I have to say. And so with this, we will have finished Estonia. All right, right on. Just drop that off and call it good. Now, let's see if we get up to level 4. Yes, we have. So, you see, I got lots of distance. So, if I keep going longer and longer, you're going to get more opportunities to go long distance. Now, you can also pick ADR. Now, right now I can drive 850 kilometers, which for our scheme works because we're just driving around the Baltic. So we're going to add to the ADR. Normally, you build out your distance first, and and drive all over the place. But we're trying to do the Baltics. Doesn't make any sense for us to do the full shebang. Anyway, my friends, we're going to call it good here. It's an hour, but we've caught you up. A lot of exciting things going on. So, anyway, my friends, next episode 5, we're going to get into Latvia and Lithuania. As always, my friends, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and God bless.